Okay, folks, everybody keeps asking me on how I made my trough. I was fishing this morning. I was traveling. I had a bad wake. I had my trough laying on the seat. It flipped up in the air, rolled over the seat, didn't touch the boat and hit the water. Well, I couldn't find it. You know it floats. It's wood. But if it floats, you know how the trough was made. It landed upside down. Only the little peak of it could be out of the water or something. So I don't know. I'll probably will find it later on. When something like that happens too, and you go back to that area, it's hard to pinpoint that one little area too when you're traveling. You know, you turn, go back, you go, all right, you done went 30, 40, 50 yards. Wake was going on from boats, so, and it was early this morning. It was like 8 o'clock, not real early, 8 o'clock. People have been asking me, Dennis, how you made that trough? How did you make that trough? Well, guys, I made that one in 1995, 1993 probably, maybe in the late 80s, because I used. Because I used it in a bass club tournaments, guys, and I used to fish tournaments in the bass club, and we used it at the weigh-ins. That thing's had many fish go through it at weigh-ins. We checked all the fish in that one, and other guys in the club liked it, so I made some for them. So a lot of people in the club had them, but that was mine, and I was vice president of the club, and I was in charge of weigh-ins for years, and then I became president of the club for like 5 years until I moved to Lake Gaston. I moved here, guys, in '99, so I've been on Lake Gaston since 1999. So that one got used a lot, and I hate losing it because I had it for years. But anyway, I still might find it. If not, no big deal. There's no money in it. Look, these are scrap boards. Now I did have a ruler in the bottom of that one, and what I done was I took a table saw, measured the width of the groove, marked it on there, set my table saw up, measured the deep depth of the ruler. And I just ran it across the table saw and cut a groove in it. You could do it with a router. Okay, I'm not going to do that with this one. I'm not going to spend that kind of time. All right, but I'm going to show you how I made these. Okay, all right. So let me get a square. First thing you want to do is make sure that your ends are square. Okay, if they ain't, cut them square. I got the miter saw sitting here, so it's no big deal. I got two pieces. Now I got a scrap piece. Usually I made them 18 inches. This board here is not but 16 and a half, so that's what I'm going to make it, 16 and a half inches. Okay, I'm going to make two of them. I got another one behind me, but this one's going to be 16 and a half, which is plenty long for crappie, right? All right, guys. I'm making two of them. One of them's out of salt-treated lumber. I had some salt-treated scraps. All this is scrap boards I had left over from jobs. Now, I'm going to make one 18 inches because I had enough lumber to do it. Actually, if you fish in most lakes, you know, and checking crappie, 16, 16 and a half. Our lake right here, if you catch one over 16 and a half, 16, that's a monster. Okay, but this one's gonna be 18, and I forgot to see this one's got a little knot to the board. So as long as I can make this one is 16 and a half. All right, here's what I'm gonna do. The two sides, the V trough, I'm gonna cut all at the same time. Got them square. Okay, square both your ends. All right, guys, I got a hearing protection on them. Alright, now that's going to make the trough, okay? That's going to make the trough. I know they're the same length. I got a piece of sandpaper in my pocket, okay? So I'm going to take the sandpaper. You can go with the grain. I'm not much worried about a little scratch on it. You know, they don't have to be beautiful to me. I'm going to use them, and they might end up in the lake again. Alright? And I'm going to just clean them up a little bit. That's one of them. Now, you got to have an end piece, right? Somebody's already saying, Dennis, how big's your end piece got to be? Okay. It goes in a trough like that. All right. I can tell you right now, it should be about 10 inches. All right. I'm going to take it. Actually, I'm going to use my saw here to help me hold the trough. All right. 10 inches is plenty good. Okay, I thought it was about 10 inches. Like I said, it's been a while since I made one of these. Okay, so here's my piece left over. Alright. I'm gonna mark it right here. 10 inches. Alright, and then we're gonna cut it. Watch your scrap pieces, guys. Just jam your saw, something for your saw to throw. Get to your mark, get your hand out of the way. Make sure you keep your hand way back from that saw blade, guys. and hold that piece tight. If it ever happens to flop or jerk, you don't want it to tear your hand or pull your hand. That's all, I'm telling you. All right, there's one right there. This is one. All right, before I put this together, I'm gonna take one side here now. I'm gonna take down the middle, and I'm gonna put marks on it. I'm gonna take my square and a ink pen or a pencil, it doesn't matter, and I'm gonna put the lines on it. Because then, if I let that set for a little bit, I go back over the clear polyurethane, it'll set those pencil marks or the ink marks where they're there, right? All right, guys, if you have electric sander, that'll make it easier. All right, guys, I moved inside here. We're supposed to be raining today, really. That storm's coming over, so a lot of y'all got up the coast. But the sun was trying to shine. It was way too dark in my garage here to do it. I don't have enough lighting. My best lighting's in my bait shop. All right, now, guys, I'm not going to mark any wild marks. I'm going to start at 10, okay? So here's what I've done. I got my tape line laying across my board. All right, I got a square. All right, and listen, get your scrap piece of lumber and test it first. Some markers or some pens, when you put a mark on the wood, it'll spread out. It'll be a wide mark because the wood will suck it up. Make sure you have a pen that works or a pencil. Ink pen's is the best if you find it and that works fine. Check it. And then when I get done with this, I'm gonna put polyurethane over top of it, so it'll last for years. It won't wear off. Okay. Now I'm gonna make sure I'm on the end right here. I'm at the bottom. The reason I'm at the bottom of my board is my mark don't need to go clean to the bottom. My mark needs to be up in the middle of the board. Okay, it's the best part of it. So I'm gonna go to 10 inches. Okay. All right, right there's 10. Now I got using my square and check. When you do this, okay. So I'm going down. See, I'm down here almost an inch, and I can go back and add to it also, guys. Now on my old one, there's something I didn't do. I didn't mark it. And this one I'm gonna do this. On this one right here, I'm gonna put a 1 on this side and a 0 on this side. How's that? I'm gonna make that 10 inches. Now, I'm gonna do 10. I'm gonna do 12. Going to 12 now. Okay, right there's 12. All right. Let me slide my ruler back down. That's the same. Make sure my ruler's staying the same. It's the same. Okay. I'm gonna extend that at an eighth. Now, I'm gonna do 14 and 15. There's 14. That's what I had before, because those are your important ones, you know, and you can see that you're in between. All right, 15, right there. All right. Now I'm gonna do 16 on this one, since this is a little longer. 16. Okay, and I'm gonna do 17. All right. Now, guys, I've got 10. Okay, 12, and then it starts at starts at 14. Now, like I said, what I'm gonna do right here now is I'm gonna mark it right here, same thing. I'm gonna put a 1 and a 2. 12, okay, 14. Because when I read these weights out to y'all, or lengths, excuse me, well, I said weights, lengths, 16, okay, 17. Now, guys, this board is 18 inches long. It's actually 18 and a 16. Okay, I wasn't worried about perfection on this board. All right. Okay, so when I put this thing together, I'm trying to make this as fast as I can, guys. So the video won't be so long. When I put it together, I lay a fish in it. See, his tail's up here in the middle. You see what I'm after? So I don't need a mark at the bottom. His tail's gonna be up in here, right? All right. Now, if I want to make it longer, I can come back with my square now, okay? Get back with my 10 mark and make it longer. And I could write my lengths down here. But now, I'm going to set this one on top of that one like that, okay? So I could come back there if I wanted to and put my marks down here, so putting at the top. I could put 10, all right? All right, guys, you can write your club name on there. You can put your name on John Henry. You can put stickers on it later on, whatever you want to do. Now, let me get ready. I'm gonna show you how I put it together. Okay, guys, move you around where y'all can see a little bit. Now, the next thing I'm gonna do, y'all, if y'all think this is a little rough, I'm not used to filming myself making stuff. I taught shop 15 years at a technical school, okay? And we made all kinds of stuff. And that's when I made mine. I made a bunch of them. Like I said, I had the students make them. And for members of the club, we just charged them for it. Gave the kids something to do. Now look, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put together right there. I'm going to put me a couple pencil marks. That's enough screws. That's 1, 2, that's 5. That's plenty. Now I've got, make sure you have plenty of screws, guys. I got a 10-pound box bag. We'll call it a box. A bucket, I reckon. I got a 10-pound bucket of deck screws, guys, because y'all know I do construction. And I had a few left over. But that gave me an idea what to drill. Now I want to drill in the middle of that. Now here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to drill, let's get this scrap piece over here. I don't want to drill a hole in my table. I'm going to drill me a hole. Some of you are going to like, you're using wood screws, why not? Now I'm going to make sure I get my hand out of the way here, guys. I'm going to go dead center of this. I'm doing this for 2 reasons. Alright, this is my little drill, guys. I use to open molds and stuff with sometimes. I got a rigid here I'm going to put screws in with. Now, I do that for 2 reasons. One, I can come from this back side now. I can put my screw in here. And my screw doesn't screw into this much. See, it fits it tight. But it's going to make it easier for me to, see it's coming out already. It's going to make it easier for me to do. I'm going to start them all like that. So when I hold it up to the board, all I got to do is drive them in. I've got a driver. Okay, I got a rigid driver. Alright. I got a rigid driver right here. And that's what I'm going to drive them in with. Okay? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to drill the rest of these holes across here. Okay? Now I'll get back with you. Alright, guys. See how I pre-started my screws and my holes? That makes it a lot easier. I don't have to fight the screws. They're already there. Now I need to place it. I'm going to get it flushed from the back. Okay, flush this way. I'm going to get it flush right here. Okay, right there's where it goes. Watch your fingers. This drill is a little noisy, this driver. Alright, bam. Now, let's get the other end. Now, when I want to look down through here, if your board's a little warped, it's going to show up right here. I'm going to line them up here. Okay? I'm going to try something a little different. I'm going to spin it back around. I'm going to make it flush right here. So that goes, you'll find out real fast how crooked your boards are, right? Like I said, this is scrap lumber and a salt tree lumber. There's no such thing as scrap lumber. I keep it all. I keep lumber, unless it's in really small, I keep it. These boards were about 4 foot long when I started. And they were 1x8s. I had to rip them. You want to use 1x6s. See, once you get it started, you got them screws going. Like I said, I'm using deck screws here. Alright. Bam. And guys, I wear hearing protection like I told you. I used to play in a band. I know y'all already know that. Bluegrass band. Played bass for years. And I went to the doctor one time to have my ears tested. Because I got tendonitis in both of my ears. I had it in one then. And he said, you done lost about 20% of your hearing. What do you do? I said, I work construction. You use hammers? Yep. He said, if you don't start wearing some hearing protection, you're going to be in trouble. You're going to be going, huh? All the time. So that's why I wear hearing protection. Now, look. You just put your trough up here. See, 10 inches is perfect. You can make this a little shorter. Okay, guys. How do we put it on the end block? We set our trough up like this, like we want it. We put the block here. Okay, you can put it in the middle, you can put it all to one end. I'm going to put it in the middle. I recut this block to 9 1/4, it was 10, to make it a little shorter. Okay, 10 inches is fine, but if you want it a little shorter, that's up to you. And when you put it, let me spin it around, y'all can see something. Y'all can see like that now. Okay, you can put it true V like that. Now the measurements are on this side, right? So I could put it up further like that if I want it. Okay, it's up to you. But you got to watch right here now. I can put up this like that, with that top right there. Any way you want to do it, guys. I usually put mine pretty close to being true V. All right. Now, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it here like I want it. Whatever turns you on. I got my pencil right here. I'm going to set it right here like I want it. Like I said, it's up to you how you want it. I want mine about just like that. Actually, I'm going to turn this side up a little bit more than normal. Okay? I'm going to put it like that right there. Now, I'm going to put me a little pencil mark on both sides. Okay? And I know right now my hole needs to go to the 3/8 of an inch, right? Middle to that mark. Okay, and I still got my drill bit right here. Now where I could punch me a hole right here. Drilling off the edge of my table where y'all can see me. You can't see. Alright, now. Alright, make sure I got a fuzz all the way. I got plenty of screws right here. Got a big bucket of screws. Now, come right here behind like I did before. Okay. Alright, it goes like this, doesn't it? Alright, get my trough back here. Can y'all see me? Back y'all up a little bit. Let me back y'all up a little bit. So that's why I brought you in here, because you got more light in here. It's actually pretty cloudy. Like I said, it's trying to rain. They said we was gonna get a bunch of rain today, but we haven't got any. And see what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put my measurement side up a little bit more than I usually do, than the old one was. Yeah, you ought to see my face this morning when that happened. I went, what? I've been hauling that thing around for years, but it's just, guys, if people get out there skiing and stuff in the morning, I was moving. That little boat don't go that fast, guys. I was running about 40. And it just hit just right. The weight just hit the boat just right. Alright. Now, okay, so what I done? I made my trough this time, this side a little taller. Okay? So when I flop my fish in there, alright? Make sense to you? So anything I lay in there now I can measure. See? That breaks the 10-inch mark. Alright? Alright guys, that's what it's all about. I'm gonna put this screw in over here right now. Okay? This is difficult trying to do this where y'all can see. Okay. Bam. There it is. Now I'm gonna add 2 more screws to that. But there's the trough right there. There, she's flush on the bottom right there. I'm gonna put polyurethane on this. I've got some latex polyurethane, which works good, so we can put on cornhole boards. I'm gonna put a couple of coats of that on there, and she's good to go. All right. Now you can check it. It's got to be right, guys. Bam, on the money. All right.